Good afternoon. I'm Thomas Buchanan. I'm on a 70-day water fast. Actually, I'll be on this fast till I reach my goal weight of 198. I've taken the last day or two off because I had a grandchild that was ill and I caught his bug and was sick as a mule for a day or two, but I'm back. Today is, let me look at my chart. Today is day 46. I am at 220.8 and I'm really looking forward to touching 218 sometime this week. It's very important. I've set a goal to start losing 3 pounds a week. I think we all need to set goals. That's my goal. I think it's a realistic goal and one that I can achieve. For those of you who are trying to stop smoking as well as lose weight, and they go hand in hand, well, let me back up and make my point a different way. Normally, when I am ill, I would eat. I would eat ice cream because I'm not feeling good, so I need comfort food. I would have a donut. I would eat pizza. I'd go get me a hamburger. I didn't do that this time. I'm up a little because I have been drinking large quantities of water to flush my system. Now, generally, as I told you and asked you to do, I only drink 3 12-ounce glasses of water a day, but because I was ill, I felt I needed to hydrate myself a little more. For those of you that are trying to stop smoking while losing weight, I take my hat off to you, first of all, for your courage. It's hard enough to lose weight and break the food addiction. It's doubly hard to break 2 addictions at the same time. So keep it up. Don't give in. I don't care how much your head hurts. I don't care how much you crave cigarettes. You can do this. I believe in you. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a rose garden walk down the path. But one day, one week, you will be able to get up, look yourself in the mirror, and say, I not only have lost weight, but I gave up smoking. Cold turkey. And let me share with you a personal story about my dad. My dad was a chain smoker. He smoked all of his life until one day he went to the hospital and the doctor walked in and he said, I'm just going to be honest with you. You've got one of 2 choices here. You can either stop smoking today, this minute, or you can die. What do you choose? And I can't ever remember my father without a cigarette in his mouth or in his hand. To say he was a cigarette addict is an understatement. But I want you to know, when you're given the choice between death by cigarettes or living a few more years, and you choose to live, you can stop that day. And that's exactly what my dad did. After the conversation he had with the doctor, he said, I'm never going to smoke again. And it was very hard. It was hard not for hours or days or weeks. It was hard for him for months. But you know what? He never smoked again. he never picked up a cigarette again, ever in his life. And so you can do it. It's just, it's going to take discipline. It's going to take being honest with yourself and understanding that you're going to be going through withdrawal from cigarettes, just as I am going through a withdrawal from food. I've come to realize that wow, I place too much importance on food, and I need to not do that. You should eat to live. You should not live to eat. Let me say that again. You should live to eat. You should live to function. You should not eat to live. Or I'm sorry, you should not live to eat. Every moment your thoughts should not be about food. The other thing I wanted to say to you is have some hobbies, create some distractions. When you get the urge to smoke, go for a walk. When you get the urge to smoke, go to your local library and spend an hour reading a book. When you get, your distraction doesn't have to cost you money. Okay, when you get the urge to smoke, get out of your environment and go to a park and go for a walk. The other thing I wanted to cover in this video is the last time we talked, I said I want you to create 2 bucket lists. One is I want you to write down everything you want to do before you die on a bucket list. And I want you to order that bucket list in order of importance. I want you to place a 1 by what's most important to you, a 2 by what's second most important to you, all the way down the list. And then the other list I ask you to create, a bucket list, is a bucket list of the problems in your life. And I only ask you for 5. I mean, I could come up with 25, but I only ask you for 5. And I ask you to order those in the order of importance to you. What's the number 1 biggest, baddest problem you have in your life right now? It could be weight, could be money, it could be a relationship, it could be other health issues. Number those in order of importance. I ask you to do this, and this is how this relates, my requests relate to water fasting. I ask you to do this because if you look at that list of 5 items that you have, number 1 is what you should be working on and improving. If you are in a financial bind, you should be thinking, figuring out a way to lessen your financial bind. If you are excessively overweight, I'm not talking fat, I'm not talking you gained 2 pounds and oh my gosh. If you're obese, as I was, at 315 pounds, that's what I started at. You need to start setting intermediate goals that you feel you can obtain. And the other thing too is don't beat up on yourself. I fully expected to be at 218 today. I'm at 220, what did I say? I'm at 220.8. I'm not a bad person. I didn't screw up. Sometimes your body will cooperate and sometimes it won't. but set goals. People who set goals achieve more than people that don't set goals. But your list of 5 concerns, 5 problems in your life, don't work on the first 3. Don't work on all 5. The other mistake people make is they try to work on all 5 at the same time, and they say, well, I've identified 5. I'm going to work on all of these at the same time. Stay focused. I had you order them, number 1 being the most important to you that you'd like to get fixed in your life. Work on that until it comes to resolution. Work on that until you get that resolved to your satisfaction. So those should be your short-term goals. Now, I ask you to create a bucket list of things you wanted to do before you died. We've looked at your short-term goals and concerns. Now, long-term, you should look at the top 2 items of importance to you that you want to achieve before you die. And you should start thinking about baby steps that you can take to achieve those. By doing this, it will get your mind off food. Because if you're like me, you constantly think about food. You know, oh, gee, I haven't eaten breakfast today. I haven't eaten lunch today. If I have found you can only think about one thing at a time, and if I'm off trying to resolve an issue in my life, or if I'm off focusing on my bucket list of things I'd like to do before I die, and I'm working on a specific goal, I don't have time to think about food. You won't have time to think about smoking. You won't have time to think about whatever it is that draws your attention away and draws your focus away. And, you know, it's just, you know, I shared with you in an earlier video, one of my goals was to get certified to fly drones, because you can't commercially fly drones without an FAA certification. Well, that was a booger of a test. But you know what? I set a goal to pass that test. I set a goal, and my goal was I'm going to, first of all, take the test after I study for it, and I'm going to pass it without retaking that test. Because you're allowed after a couple of weeks, if you flunk, to retake it. It's not an easy test. I went, I sat down, I passed it. I can now check that off my bucket list. And that's what I want you to be able to see and to do is, you know, if you ever get frustrated or depressed, look at all those check marks on your list that you've accomplished. That will motivate you. And I hope my videos motivate you also. It's not easy doing what we're doing. If it were easy, everybody'd be doing it. It's quite challenging. You have family and friends and co-workers and parents, and you know, they look at you, you're not eating? Are you sick? Are you weird? What's your problem? You have all of these, and then you've got the environmental issues and all of the other issues. So this is not easy. I applaud you for even trying. Okay? And together we will do this. Together we will do this. And I've already said, and I fully expected to be at 198 after my 40th day on this water fast. I I have already said I personally don't care whether it takes 42 days or 82 days. I am going to hit my goal. It is a reasonable goal. It is a goal that is achievable. And I'm going to do it. I value myself. And I want you to value you. You're worth it. Don't give up. And that's all I've got for today. I'm on day 46. I had another person ask me, how long am I going to stay on the water fast? Well, I've just said I'm going to stay on it till I hit 198. Realistically, I will go off of my water fast probably the third or fourth week in May. That will, if I have to go that long on a water fast, that'll probably be 90 or 100 days on a water fast. I think anything longer than that would be unhealthy. But I do plan on hitting 198. I mean, it's important to me. And I will achieve it, and you will achieve your goals. Don't be stressed out if you, like me, you gain 2 pounds one day and you're being good, you're not cheating, you're not eating a donut on the side or a piece of pizza. You're going to bounce up, you're going to bounce down, but overall, I'm very pleased with what I've accomplished thus far, and I'm really excited to get these last 20, 22, 23 pounds off. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm probably going to take a trip here, probably not this month, but maybe next month to Arizona. I would like to hit 198 by the time I take that trip. But we'll see. But you're going to be you're going to be very proud of yourself when you achieve this goal. But on the flip side of that, please, please, please understand these are very difficult goals. They're achievable, but they're not for the faint of heart. They're not for the person that lacks courage and conviction. So I applaud you for even taking this on. I applaud myself for taking this on. I applaud myself for what I've done so far. And I know that you will be successful. Do not give up. Until tomorrow, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you between 1 and 2 Central Standard Time.